In this video, I'm going to show you the best possible multi-channel cold outreach system that you can build for 2026. And for context, I've been building cold outreach systems for 4 years. I've sent over 10 million cold emails. And what you're seeing on the screen right now is the system that we build for our clients. This is the deliverable. And it is the best possible outreach system you can build. It takes into account the modern trends in outreach. It takes into account how B2B buyers buy in 2026. So I'm going to show you the different steps here, and I'm going to show you how we integrate multi-channel outreach into the system. So first of all, we have the top here. These are the two channels that we use to generate top of funnel interest. It is cold email and LinkedIn outreach. Now, the reason why I choose these two is because they've been around for over a decade. They're here to stay. People say that, oh, cold email is dead. Well, it's completely untrue because there are actually sources directly from Google that have said that they're not out to kill cold email. It's just not true. This is coming directly from Google's spam team. What they care about is more like phishing attempts and stuff. That's why they're making these strict spam filters, is because of that. It's not because of cold emails and cold outreach. So you don't need to worry about it disappearing. It's not going to disappear. What that means is that you are actually, like, right now is the best time to really nail your cold email system, because so many people, they're like, oh, I'm going to give up, I'm not going to do it. But you can make so much money with cold email in 2026. It's going to be one of the best channels for sure. And I think by far it's going to have the lowest customer acquisition cost out of all channels. Like, you're not going to get meetings at the cost you can with cold email if you're running paid ads. It's much cheaper with cold email. And LinkedIn again. So the way that I do LinkedIn, and the way that I think is the best way to do LinkedIn, is to basically have LinkedIn be the channel where you target smaller audience that have some sort of signal. So let's say you're working with SaaS companies, and you can target SaaS companies, like, as a broad category, but you also have a specific category which is like recently funded SaaS companies. And so I think LinkedIn is better for that, because LinkedIn typically has a higher reply rate. And so what that means is that if you have a really good audience and you really want to make sure that these people actually respond to you, then you can go ahead and use LinkedIn for that audience, and then you can use cold email for your more like broad, high volume audiences. So that's how I would do this here. And also, by the way, just a quick side note here, one channel that I haven't mentioned in this particular system, but that I think is really good, is also cold calling. So if you want to make this system here even better, you can add cold calling as well. I think it is very underrated, and it's kind of the same thing happening there. People saying, "Oh, cold calling is dead. No one's picking up the phone anymore." Well, you have to ask certain sales teams about that, because I know a lot of people closing a lot of deals with calls, and so it's mostly just coping when people say otherwise. But anyways, these are the two channels we use. And then what I also recommend here is, like, what we're seeing right now is that the most difficult part is not necessarily getting people to reply with interest and like say, hey, I'm interested. It's actually turning them into a call. And this is where I think that multi-channel nurturing is actually, or multi-channel appointment setting is one of the best use cases for multi-channel. So for example, once we get a positive response, we can directly push them into Clay. Clay can enrich them with their mobile number, and then you can push this mobile number into a Slack channel, and then you can have an appointment setter call this lead within 1 minute. And at the same time, you also send the email, right? So let's say you send the email and you call them immediately after, and you said, hey, I just sent you an email. Just wanted to know if you have a minute to chat about it, right? So this is how you want to use different channels to get people to actually respond to you. And then in the meantime, you can also send them SMS sequences, LinkedIn sequences after they've expressed interest. So you're just connecting with people on multiple channels. And when you do this, you're really going to stand out, because 99% of people don't do this. So you're really going to stand out, and you're going to book, like, I'm not even kidding, like 3 times more meetings if you just do this alone. So this is what our clients see, is that once we come in and we build this for them, it's a 3x in their meetings immediately. So this is really, really important. So the way I recommend setting this up is, for your LinkedIn outreach, you can use HeyReach, and you can basically integrate HeyReach with Instantly.ai, which is the sending tool that we use. So they actually have a built-in integration now in Instantly, so you can directly connect it to HeyReach, and so you can automatically set up these follow-up sequences on Instantly with that integration. So it's like super simple to do now as well. So it's actually gonna make it a lot easier for you to set this up. And when it comes to like this mobile number enrichment here, what I do is I'd make a Clay flow. So basically, you create first of all, you create a webhook on Instantly, then you send the information about the lead to Clay. Clay enriches this particular lead with their mobile number with a waterfall enrichment flow on Clay, and then you push that information into a Slack channel here immediately. And then you have somebody that's basically getting Slack notifications from that particular channel, and they know that they have to call that lead immediately. And then what I'd also do is I would basically enrich the mobile number, and then also have just a quick summary that is generated by AI that tells what the company is doing and how they responded. And then that's also being pushed into Slack. So the caller immediately has the info they need. They pick up the phone and they can call them and get the appointment set. So this is basically how I would do multi-channel outreach going into 2026. Again, just to summarize it here. So use cold email and LinkedIn for your top of funnel. And then once you get a positive response, push it into Clay, get a mobile number, do calling, also do SMS and LinkedIn as well for these leads. And this is gonna maximize the amount of calls that you can get from your positive responses. And in terms of tools, I would recommend using Instantly for cold email, HeyReach for LinkedIn, and Clay for enrichments. And then SMS and calling, you can use, you can pretty much use whatever you want. There's a ton of dialers out there. You can just pick one you want. Salesfinity, for example, I think they're pretty good. So yeah, that is pretty much it for the video here. So I hope this was helpful. And if you're looking to work with ScaleSprint, if you're looking for somebody to directly implement this system in your company, we have both a done with you and a done for you package. So whether you like to invest a lot of time and you want to save some money, you can use the done with you. If you want to just get somebody to do it for you and you just want to pay for it, you can do the done for you. So the link is going to be to that in the description and the pinned comments. But thanks for watching and have a good day.